Most of us are getting low on trades, pretty much have a completed side yet. It looks again like a lot of us will be using mid prices to finish off our side just and hoping they go on a mega run to end the year because of the lack of continued cash generation. I think throughout the year, that's something that's sort of been flagged with a lot of rookies just sort of stalling at that 200 or so thousand, maybe that 180k or so. That seems to be the go. You could probably name so many: Sada Hawley, Henry Huswaite, even just guys looking at it quickly, Campbell Gray, Tom Gross, even Luke Pedler's probably going to stall there. Cooper Simpson has stalled there. We didn't even get Camporelli there as well, and so many other guys that we've already traded out because this season is, well, we need to just move these guys on. But anyway, let's jump into this trade targets video for round 15. Looking at it here, if we just go to break evens, you'll find there isn't really anyone that most of us really like. A lot of them are on the buy. You've got Tom McCarthy, who I'm even considering on the buy, trading him. I know I said in the fantasy video not to do this, but there's a difference in the SuperCoach video, SuperCoach game, I should say. One, there's limited trades. We have about 20 something, there's 10 rounds left in the AFL. You've got 2 more sets of 3 trades and then sets of 2 trades left as well. So you've got, I believe it's something like 9 sets of trades left. You've got 2 triple trades rounds and 7 double trade rounds. That's 14. That's 20 trades left. In SuperCoach, a lot of us are sub 10 trades, I think. Most of us, some of us even maybe 5 trades or maybe 5 trades left at the end of this round compared to the 17 or so that we'll have left in fantasy. That's a huge difference. Especially the timing of when you can get those trades out and being able to use 2 trades compared to 1, because sometimes you'll need to downgrade someone to upgrade someone there especially. So therefore, I think Tom McCarthy becomes a lot more of a prospect to potentially grab up. Secondly, his price is actually still at basement compared to fantasy. It's around about that, 30, 40, 50k more than basement. I think maybe even 60k more than basement. I think he's 293. So yeah, 63k more than basement. So that means that, yeah, he would be priced roughly, if we're looking at this, about is about 6 points over. So he would be priced, I think, roughly 120k in SuperCoach if you were 130k in SuperCoach, if you were using the same pricing metrics, etc., with the differing magic number. But he isn't. He's priced lower. So for that reason, he saves you like 20, 30k on a lot of other guys, like even Sam Butler, etc. He still allows you to get Butler in next week because Butler is cheap at 126k. So he allows you to get that rookie in next week. Yes, it does mean that you're down to just hoping that Butler does play, which he looks like he will. But yeah, you're looking at him going, oh, I think I can use that extra 20k, could be mega, because it gets you closer to someone else. So that's what I'm looking at with Tom McCarthy there as well, and the reason why I might actually use him there. So yeah, then you've got Madden, who we expect to play 1 more game, but will actually go up massively in cash. If we look at here, he's projected a 45, he'd go up 60k. If he goes and scores an 80, he goes up probably roughly 75k or so, I'd hazard a guess, which would be pretty huge. But I just don't know if he plays post-buy. If we had the extra trades, etc., if this was the same situation but in fantasy, you'd do it. But in SuperCoach, I don't think you go there with that. Oscar McDonald isn't selected to play this week, so you can't go there. I don't expect him to be selected anytime soon. Zach Johnson, most of us have already got, but if you don't, grab him up because he's projected to jump again. So by the end of round 17, 18, hopefully he's somewhere close to 300k, because if he's somewhere close to 300k, we can just select a random red dot rookie priced at 99.1. Then you get the 200k and you upgrade someone, potentially even using your last trade. For me, it could be something like upgrading a Doherty to a, I don't know, maybe say a Bont. I don't have a Bont by that point. Maybe I'm upgrading to a Bont. Something of that regard there could be the way I go. But yeah, we're just hoping for cash gen out of Zach Johnson because we kind of need it because he's in this zone. I know the minus 63 does help a lot. it does basically get him 20k free and get him out of that zone. But we're really hoping for another mega score, because if he goes 90 or so, like what did he go, 84 last game? He's going 84, 84. If we say he's going to score another 84, look at this cash generation, bang, bang. And suddenly he's looking close to really, I would almost jump off of him in like round 19 or round, I mean, you'd want the continued cash generation if he's going to score 80s, but 80s aren't going to be as damaging in later weeks, especially if we've got McCarthy going absolute mega. But yeah, you could honestly trade him in round 19 or 20 to a rookie and then basically have free reign for any upgrade you want at that point, because you'd have basically 260k, which 260k on top of a even just a 200k guy gets you to a 460. You could get another sort of underpriced primo at that point or something of that regard there. So that's what I'm really looking at with Zach Johnson, and just praying that he can get up to that marker. Butler not playing, Campbell Gray's injured, basically season done with him. Ramsden is on the bye. Lucas Camporelli is getting outdone by his brother in the VFL, so it doesn't look like he's going to get many games this year. Dua on the bye, but he had a really good game last week for some cash gen. Will Lorenz still 2 games off of cash generation, or should I say 1 game off of being on the bubble, which doesn't look like he's going to get that opportunity. Tunstall hasn't played in so long. Cochran's out for the year. Jack Martin, another guy you could potentially look at, but he does have that round 16 bye. And so I'm just sort of like how do I phrase this? At a heightened price with still a bye to come, I don't know if I want him, although he is sort of, you bank the 50k or so, and he is probably going to get games. I just don't know if he's going to get enough of a score to be damaging, because he did score 79 and he did have a lot of the ball. I just don't know if he's going to, let's just look at his fantasy stats. That's 33, 41, 71, 75, 76. So he scored 76, 79 splits. So that's actually not the worst. But then again, that's also not something that's like jumping off the page being like, oh, he's going to go, if he goes 75, 76, he's making cash, which quick, but he's not making that damaging score. Whereas Zach Johnson, I think, had 104 fantasy or something like that. 104, 84 splits. If he boots the ball better, kicks it better, he goes 95, 100, he's actually a fieldable score at that point. You just emergency someone on, you get that score tucked up there. Whereas I don't think Martin will be, because I think you're looking at the primo guys in that forward line. And then, yeah, I just don't know if Martin's going to really be damaging enough. Well, Hayes, Ford, Al Hawley, etc. None of these guys are playing. Then you get down to Ralston, who's on the bubble, scored, what did he score? 79 after a 3 to start the year. So, yeah, if we look at his game and we say he's going to play, which I don't know he will, but if we say he's going to play, he's going to make money quick. If he gets 3 or so more games, he's going to go up to 250k. I just don't know if he gets those games, because he looked good, but we don't know with GWS, because obviously he was sub in 1 game and hasn't played basically for 2 round 12 and 13 he didn't play, and then he's come back and played a full game, etc. So I just don't see him basically playing, which kind of sucks long term. But if I had confidence in him playing long term, like the likes of Madden, I'd be going for it. Long, Davis, Closey, Keith, Caleb Smith, none of these guys really are going to get games. Then we go to coach's choice here as well. We will make this rather quick here as well. If we go to top 10%, because I can proudly say I'm back in the top 10%, and go to round change, McCarthy, I think a lot of people are just bringing him in just because, yeah. I think these 3 might even be my trade ends, these McCarthy, Mills, and Darcy, just because, when you look at it, McCarthy's going to come back in and he's going to be, I think, a sort of flex or 23rd, 24th type of player for us, I think, give or take. I think he'll get, if we just say he's going to, he could genuinely, he's got a minus 93 break even, right? If we say he's going to go 100 for the next couple of weeks, this potentially doubles his price, more than doubles his price, and then still jumps another 74k. Yeah, you could see him, he could be far out. That would be amazing. But say he had like I just want to go sort of unrealistic. Say he goes 120. Wow, that would be huge. He'd get up to 565k by the end of the year. That would be crazy. Yeah, so it's crazy to think of a guy at 99k. I know we're going off one game of data, but it's crazy to see these projections being like he could be genuinely higher priced than some midfielders by the end of the year if he just goes huge for basically the remainder of the year. But yeah, McCarthy, I'm okay with bringing him in just because of this mentioned, the sort of facts that I mentioned earlier in the video. Callum Mills, I think he plays off half-back, and when he plays off half-back, if we actually regulate his, if we regulate this for 85% or 80% time on ground, you actually see that 0.8 gets him roughly up to, I believe it's, let's just do this, 69 divided by 64 is 1.078, times that by 84 will go the same. He goes 90,107. 90,107, that's looking at a guy basically priced at, what, 70 or so? If we just go career stats, maybe it will show us. Doesn't look like it will. But yeah, I think he's priced at roughly about 70. And yeah, he's going to be a guy that I think will honestly get towards, well, you're getting him for plus 20. Like he's scoring plus 20 on his average or price at point. So yeah, I just think he's a guy that can go. And I think those extra time on ground does actually just... Generally, he can get those extra sort of little points there, here and there, etc. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes sort of 100 or so for the rest of the year, which would be plus 30 on what he's priced at. Like, if he goes 100 for the next couple of weeks, you see he's going to jump up dramatically, sort of. For the next 3 weeks, he could basically gain you sort of 85, 90k, which, going at the price that he's going at, could be absolutely huge. And in the end, he could find a way to get himself up towards that sort of... 490 or so marker, I feel like, across the year. If he does have a couple of big games, like say, I mean, I should probably just keep this at sort of 102, and then just say against North Melbourne, he goes sort of that 150 marker or something like that. And against, say, I don't know, Fremantle goes like a 125 marker. Then you look at that and you go, oh, he's going to go up mega in those games. But yeah, I could see him really jumping out here if he plays that halfback role, which I'm projecting he does play in the end, as they'll put Roberts on the wing because it just looked better. Darcy, I just think his next couple games he's going to go off. Obviously does have this 147 break even, but he could run it close against the likes of the Richmond Tigers. So yeah. He's a guy that I'm probably willing to just go for, because yes, you'll see the 3-round average and go, oh, that's not good. But then you look at the actual game, he had a 16 where he basically injured himself, and then against the same opposition went 108. And you look at this average and you go, let's take out the 14 there and give him the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games that he's played. Take out the 14, that's 656, divide by 6. He is averaging 109.3, which, look at it. 100 and, that's probably not actually right. But anyway, it is what it is. That's what I've sort of calculated. It's, what did he score? It was a 14, wasn't it? Or was it a 16? Have I just sort of given him an extra, I've given him an extra 2 points. That's bad on me. He's averaging 109 flat. 109 flat. Yeah. 109 flat when he actually just plays this year, and he averaged 79 last year, so big season improvement. I know we're going off a small sample size, but he's got Richmond where he's gone 113 in his only game against them. Hasn't played well against Sydney, which is surprising, but also has 146 against North Melbourne a couple end of last year. I just think he's the next sort of, he's in massive form as well. I mean, it's only one game. But yeah, when he plays, he can go absolutely massive. So I'm willing to bring him in, I think. And then I think you can wait a week on Horn Francis just because of the injury. Still got a 131 break even. Like, he'll turn it around quickly. That break even's basically if he goes 110 or 105 anyway. It sort of just goes and absolutely turns itself around. Like if we go, he's going to go 110 in the next couple of weeks. Look at this. It just turns itself around magically. he gets to probably have a 45 or 50 break even after Sydney. So that's why when I go, if you're going to go for him, I'd go for him after Carlton here, because that's when he's going to be relatively cheap and he's still performing at top of the line for a forward if he's fully fit. And then you've got no one else here really. And then Butters as well, 569. It's going to be rough not to have him, but he does have Sydney this week, which is a potential tag if they actually decide to tag him. So, yeah, we'll see how he goes there, but there is a chance that he goes absolutely mega against Sydney, and I'm sort of sitting here like, I can't afford him. I don't know what to do. But yeah, that is basically all me for the trade targets, and I guess you will see me in a little bit for my actual team review, my team preview for the round. So if you guys did enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I will see you guys back here for the team reveals in an hour or two. Bye guys.